Emma.
Okay, well, I was 6 years old when my family first moved to Friar Drive. Not too long after, the Palskys moved in across the street. Our families became fast friends, and it wasn't long before we were eating dinner together every Friday night. At first, I wasn't quite sure what to make of that bossy 2.5-year-old across the street. She was 2 going on 20, and she had an opinion about everything. She seemed to like me a lot and was always hanging around. However, I gradually learned that there were benefits to having this little companion. If I was thirsty, she'd run to get me a drink. If I was at her house and I needed something from mine, she'd run across the street and get it. She was like my own personal assistant, and I found it pretty convenient. Growing up so close, Jill and I shared a lot of the same likes and dislikes. Basically, Jill liked everything that I liked and didn't like everything that I didn't. Conversations between the two of us routinely went something like this. Jill would say something like, "Oh my God, Lauren, I just love mint chocolate chip ice cream. Don't you love mint chocolate chip ice cream?" To which I would reply, "No, not really, it's not my favorite." And she would immediately respond, "Yeah, me either." Over the years, Jill and I have shared more memories than I can even begin to recount. But one that stands out in my mind is our sleepovers. Jill used to beg me to sleep over, almost daily, promising me the trundle bed next to her day bed because she knew I didn't like to share. But the problem with sleepovers at the Palskys, aside from Linda waking us up way too early, was that without fail, I would wake up and both Jill and I would be in the trundle bed. She always liked to be close to me, and to this day, she still makes sure that whenever we have dinner together, we're sitting right next to each other. Never having had a sibling of my own, there was always a little sister vacancy in my life that Jill has filled perfectly. We've had our arguments and our squabbles, as sisters often do, but we also have a lot of great stories and traditions. One of my favorite Jill traditions is wrapping our Christmas presents together on Christmas Eve. Now, this practice made much more sense when I lived directly across the street. But the fact that I now live 5 miles across town has not stopped Jill from packing up her car and driving across town and bringing all of her unwrapped presents into my house, which she informed me a few years ago was about the stupidest thing we do all year. She was right, as usual. It's not the most practical of traditions, but it's ours, and I'm sure that we will continue to do it year after year. We've had so many good times over the years, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. It's hard to reconcile my memories of that bossy 2.5-year-old with the beautiful bride sitting here today. But here you are, all grown up. I consider Jill one of my best friends, my sister, and truly one of my favorite people to spend time with. And I couldn't be more proud of her.
All right, Lauren, all right, all right.